Good morning, everybody. Tim Sykes here. What a morning already. I just made a few $100, and I know that trading isn't easy. Remember, most traders lose money, but if you focus on the best plays, especially the catalysts that I teach over and over and over and over and over again, like earnings winners with multi-month breakouts or shorting pumps on the first red day, these simple patterns work more times than not. You can never be right 100% of the time, but if you learn to focus on the best setups, you will have success, okay? Your job is to wait for the best plays. That is it. You have to learn what are the best plays, and I have more than enough video lessons and DVDs and guides to help you learn the indicators, and then wait, and then strike. And at all other times, do nothing, okay? If you remember this video of Stephen Ducks, one of my upcoming millionaire students who's already turned 27,000 into 900,000 plus, and I highly encourage you to watch this video. It's kind of going viral with 140,000 views already in just over a month because his story is awesome. He's 22 years old. But the main lesson from that video is to have patience for the best plays, because the best plays can work 70, 80, 90% of the time. I'm not going to say that this is going to work, 90% of the time, but this is an earnings winner on day 2. And in case you don't know what an earnings winner is, these are my video lessons. We have thousands and thousands of video lessons organized by category, and I'll post the link to this. Many of you guys don't even know that there's categories. But if you focus on earnings, there is 1,100 plus video lessons that I have made on earnings winners. So you have every resource in the world to look at past earnings winners and be better prepared for future ones. It's not an exact science. In fact, it's at 6:30-ish. I sold it at around 6:10-ish. So I've already wasted some money. Yesterday, I was buying it, in the 530s, and I sold it around 570. So I made roughly 35 cents a share each time. Overnight, I was in at, 580, roughly 579. So I'm taking only pieces of the move. It's not like, oh, I knew this was going to happen, but I knew that the odds were on my side. And I've done the hard work. I've made 1,100 plus video lessons, okay? All you have to do is go through these video lessons and try to be better prepared for the future. Here's my latest trade. Again, just a few $100 overnight. I did not risk or waste a day trade. I made 5% overnight. And if you're in normal finance, if you make 5% over the course of a quarter, that's amazing. If you make 5% over the course of the year, that's even acceptable. I made 5% overnight. So while the whole world hates on penny stocks, if you learn to focus on the best patterns and the best plays, you can make 5% overnight. Again, not every single time, but more times than not. And I want you guys putting yourself in the best trades. I only had 2,000 shares, okay? You can buy 20,000 shares. This stock is very liquid. I think it traded, 12 million shares yesterday, okay? This is a multi-month breakout, and this stock has run in the past on earnings. So if you watch my trader checklist guide, buying an earnings winner, holding overnight, and specifically buying on a dip. This is probably the most important lesson on this one, because this one is not like a gimme. By the end of the day, it wouldn't surprise me if it's under 6. But, yesterday I bought on a dip, and I made a video lesson on it. I hope that you watch it. Pre-market, it was at 570. I bought it on the dip here in the 530s. So I actually nailed the bottom here. And then I bought it on a little bit of a dip off the day highs, thinking that it could spike again. Because yesterday it spiked basically from 520 to 6 very quickly. So when you have a spike on the first day, that usually means that it can spike a little, if not a lot, on the second day. And when it broke, the afternoon highs here at like 6:08, I actually probably should have given it more time. But I'm actually traveling today. Later this week, I will be doing a live webinar for you challenge students from Stocks to Trade offices overseas. Very excited about that. So I'm trading while I'm traveling. And that's important that you know that, because that's going to mean I'm going to trade more conservatively, because I can't just sit around all day. And now it's actually fading. So we only got a spike today from basically 6 to 640. I sold it a little too soon, but I held it overnight. I didn't risk a day trade, and I made a few $100. And guess what? I know it sounds ridiculous to some of you guys because I get messages of you saying, oh, you're a multimillionaire, Tim. Why do you care about, a few $100s? Because I'm teaching you the process, okay? The same process that I've used to make millions of dollars, guess what? My average trade gain is only roughly $2,000, okay? I didn't make nearly $5 million by being right like once or twice or 3 times. We're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of times, and I show every single trade. This is the beauty of being real. Do not learn from anybody who does not show every single trade. 1 or 2 screenshots of how much money they make, that means shit, especially in this near decade-long bull market, because a lot of newbies don't know the best patterns. They don't know the best rules. And they certainly, as hell, do not have 1,000+ video lessons specifically on earnings. And if you want to learn about other stuff, I mean, look at this, shorting low floats, research tools, research reports, internet stocks. Look at all these different categories. But if you look at the categories and you see what are the most popular, I think earnings winners actually wins. Well, morning panics and buying dips, actually. And supernovas. Wow. Oh, this is sorted in popularity. That's smart. Trading mistakes. I have 3,000+ video lessons. So if you're scared of trading, learn from my mistakes, okay? Learn from the past. I don't make these mistakes for fun. I'm not like, oh, let me make a mistake today so I can talk about this in a video lesson. Understand that I am human and I'm not perfect. I'm going to sell too soon sometimes. I'm going to miss trades. Maybe I won't sell too soon. Maybe I'll should have played it, safer. But learning from my mistakes helps. And this is why I have all these video lessons. And I know that it might seem overwhelming. You're like, thousands of video lessons. But you must study the past to be better prepared for the future. SORL, the reason why I'm so proud of it, not just because the few $100s that I made, but because the process has been refined for 2 decades of my trading. And now it is very second nature for me. So a lot of you guys are just beginning. A lot of you guys have small accounts. You have to learn the good process. You have to learn good habits. And I know, if you're thinking, oh, some of you guys only have like $2,000 in your account, so $6 stock, it's a little bit of a pricey stock for you. Well, think about this. If you just buy, let's say you have $2,000 in your account and you buy, I don't know, 150 shares at, $5.80. So we're talking like $900. You sell it overnight and you make, I don't know, what, 75, 60 bucks after commissions, maybe 40 or 50. But you learn the process. And this is the exact way. And what you guys, especially with small accounts, have to really focus on is that whether you make or lose $50, it's not going to change your life, but it is going to help you learn the process. And if you hold these stocks overnight, guess what? You're not using a day trade. And a lot of you guys are under the PDT rule, so you only have 3 day trades per week. So you want to learn how to trade overnight. This is the kind of play. And it didn't even have an analyst upgrade. It had no news overnight, so it didn't get, all the stuff that I wanted. It was not like, this isn't like best case scenario. Yesterday it spiked nearly 80 cents a share, roughly 80 cents a share off the day lows in about a minute or two. Today it's only half that, well, a little more than half, from 590 up to 640. So like 50 cents a share in the morning spike today. So the spike is not as big as yesterday, and yet it was still overnight in a solid trade, and that is a good process. Rinse and repeat over and over again. So if you understand the gist of what I'm saying, leave a comment with the words, it's a process, because I want you thinking right. So many of you are like encouraged by small gains or discouraged by small losses. I need you to get encouraged by every single trade, whether you have a gain, whether you have a loss, whether you're paper trading using stocks to trade, maybe you're not trading, maybe you're just scared. At least just watch and learn, because you'll see the same patterns repeat over and over and over again. And if you want to really study, go through my video lessons, okay? I don't talk for the fun of it. I'm not sitting here talking in front of my laptop because I'm like, oh, it's my friend, Larry the laptop. I have no friends, so I just want to talk to my laptop all day. I'm not here because I enjoy making these video lessons and talking to my laptop. I don't call my laptop Larry. That's funny though. I'll use that in the future. I do this because I want you to learn from every single trade, good and bad. that's today's lesson. It's a good process. Made a few $100. Congrats to everybody who was long overnight. Congrats to everybody who witnessed it. You know, I have some people who think I'm full of BS and they bet against me. Do that at your own risk. I'm just going to keep trying to take patterns that have worked well for me for 2 decades. And as you'll see, more times than not, I'm right. It's a good process. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the chat room.